What's going on, internet? What's going on, YouTube? I am the Masked Man. I'm the guy that asks and answers questions. In this video, I have a viewer email, and I'm gonna answer that. And that's what I do. This is another complicated subject. Now, I want anybody who's watching this, anybody that I've seen in the streets, or anybody who stumbled across this video to know I am not an expert. I'm just a man with an opinion. If you send me a question, I'm going to try to get the dialogue going. This YouTube channel is about communication. It's about being a better communicator. It's about me being a better communicator, and it's about me communicating with others. That is the foundation of the channel. I don't pass myself off as some guy who has all the answer, or as a know-it-all, or like some smart guy. I don't get an opportunity to read a lot. I just do the best I can with what I know. Now we're about to get into this viewer email. This from the nameless YouTuber, the world famous nameless YouTuber. So we're about to get into his question right now. Hello, the title of the video: It Takes a Village to Raise a Child. Hello again, Mr. Maskman. I'm sure you've heard the phrase amongst older black generation that it takes a village to raise a child. What are your thoughts on this? Did you experience this? That is, did you ever feel like the black community was like a large family where any adult could correct you or steer you in a better direction? Furthermore, did you ever feel you could reach out to other blacks in the community for help, for mentoring, for jobs, for assistance, for guidance and support? As a man, do you feel personal obligation over black children, even if they are not your own? If you saw a black child acting out, would you correct them? If they struggle in reading, are you open to assist them? Or do you find this intrusive? Have we moved more towards individualism and personal space? Is that beneficial to the community at large? You recently made a video about the child support system. Do you believe a lot of problems facing the black community about child support stem from the fact that we don't raise our children as a village? Do you believe if we return to that, a lot of issues of child support would vanish? Finally, in a village environment, there is a shaming of hoes, players, pimps, etc., because it is costly to the community at large. Children from teen pregnancies or the like often burden grandparents, aunts, uncles, and extended family members who had no plans to raise or support the kids. So to offset this burden, village communities would often banish those acting in these ways from the community. What are your thoughts on this? If we return to this it takes a village mentality, is that good for the black community, or is it nosy, intrusive, or outdated for today's society? Thanks. Hashtag the nameless YouTuber. Give me 1 second. Okay, it takes a village. A lot of things are said, in the black community, but when you listen to what they're talking about, it really gets scary the longer you listen to it. I don't really like the bullshit ass phrase that it takes a village to raise a child, because look at what they talk about. They talk about if you did something wrong, the neighbor could beat you, and then your uncle would beat you, and then somebody else would beat you, and then you got home, you got a whooping too. It's like, why are you being punished by so many different people? It doesn't take it doesn't. I don't like this shit so much that it makes it hard for me to speak. Now I'm gonna go through the email piece by piece, but I'm just giving you my overview, my feelings on it. It takes a team. It takes a team to raise a child, not a village. Because a village can be a bunch of people on many different pages, on many different bullshits. You need a team that has a cohesive message, a cohesive purpose for that child, and they and only they have the authority to correct the child. If a child is doing something wrong, then you go see the team. You don't take care of it yourself. You don't have the authority to discipline somebody, that team's child. If you know them people, if you know how they get down, if you know that they take care of their kids and they make sure that their kids are well mannered, and you see them doing something wrong, then you either need to keep that shit to yourself, or you need to tell the people, the team that is responsible. You don't need a bunch of unelected motherfuckers sitting around acting like they got the right to smack some child in the mouth, and then they get 1,400 ass whoopings before they get home. What the? I don't believe in that. I've never believed in that phrase, because I've known some fucked up villages, and if everybody was in charge of raising the kids there, if it was a community thing, then everybody would be fucked up and nobody would be normal. So what is the logic of a village raising a child? What is the logic? Because people don't sit at they're not humble. They're not getting the child. You not in business. We don't need villages. We need communities. We need to get away from the village. The village got us put in chains. So let's leave the village and let's evolve to a community. A community can help a child. A community can support a child. A community can assist a child. A community can lead a child in the right way. A team can raise a child. But a village needs to stay in a village and needs to stay out of black folks' business. Now let me go through your email. I be out of breath, man. Being fat is hard. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, what are your thoughts? I gave you my thoughts. Did you experience this? No, I didn't. It was pretty much just my family, and I went to a church. And I'm going to answer what the church did later on in the email. Sorry for the belching. I just ate. Did you feel that the black community was like one large family? No, where any adult could correct you or steer you in a better direction. No, I didn't. And they wouldn't steer me in a better direction. They would just act like they knew what the fuck that they were supposed to tell me. But I really didn't get too many people telling me shit. You know, most of the adults were just trying to control me and just trying to have some power over me, but not too many people really helped. There was a couple of people at my church. I'm not going to lie. There was a couple of people at my church, and I went to an all black church, that were helpful, and I appreciate their help. But as this huge, cohesive, this massive push from the community to make sure that I had things and that I had places to go and that I had advice and mentors and jobs and assistance and guidance and support. Hell no. I ain't have anything even approximating that. I ain't had nothing close to that. That's what I'm trying to get right now. That's why I'm talking to Walmart greeters just to have a conversation. That's what the fuck I'm doing, because I ain't had no support. As a man, do you feel a personal obligation over black children, even if they're not your own? I don't feel an obligation to no goddamn body. I'm done being obligated for a motherfucking thing. I don't owe nobody shit. I done paid enough. And once I pay my family, I don't owe nobody. I don't have no obligation. That's why I really don't want my own children. If the girl that I want, if she really wants children, then maybe we can adopt or something. But I don't want to be stuck with children, because if they are my biological children, then there is this sense of obligation for me to take care of them, and I don't want to be obligated to do shit. I done already had that feeling for 26 years, and I'm done with it, and I don't ever want it again. My girl gotta be a good goddamn talker to convince me to have my own children. So as far as other people's children, do I feel obligated to them? Not a motherfucker. Not a little bit. I don't feel obligated to them for nothing. I'm obligated. I'm committed to the black community. I do it because I want to do it. I want to help. I want to, but I don't have to. If you saw a black child acting out, would you correct them? It depends. Children act out. Children need room to grow. Children need room to grow. So I don't know if I would correct them. It may not be my place to correct them. Maybe they're going through a phase. There's a girl that I like. It's not the girl that I want, but it's a girl that I like, Keke Palmer. She looks like she's going through a phase right now. It looks like she's growing and changing as a woman. She's trying to figure out what's going on. I don't want to condemn her, and I don't want to shame her. I just want to let her go through her phase and come out at the other side a better person. I don't want to fuck with her, because she seems like a good person. She just needs to go through what she got to go through, and one day she'll be back on the right track, because she's a good girl. She just want to feel what it's like to be a bad girl. Check out Keke Palmer. She wilding right now. If they struggle in reading, are you open to assist them? Sure, absolutely. Or do you find this intrusive? No, I don't find it intrusive. Have we moved towards individualism? Yep, we definitely have. And personal space? Yes, we've moved towards individualism. I don't remember the days where we used to be a community, but what you got to remember is that the village led us here. The village led us here. It's because the village wasn't strong enough. So we don't need to go backwards and try to recapture old glory. That led us to enslavement. We need to get some new glory, and we need to do new things, a new way, a better way. We need a better way. So the bedrock, the foundation needs to be communication. I'm tired of niggas bragging about how often they beat their children. Excuse me. I'm tired of niggas bragging about how often they beat their children. There's no pride in that. You shouldn't be proud of how much you whoop your child's ass and you beat your child. You must be horrible at teaching your children what they need to know if you always got a belt on their ass for something, if you always punishing them for something, if you always hitting them for something. What if you could do that to your woman? What if you could do that to your girl? You didn't like what she cooked tonight. You told her you wanted one thing, she did something else. What if you could get out the strap and start beating her ass? Just give her 40 licks. What the Bible say? What 39 licks? Give her 39 hard ass licks because she didn't do what you wanted her to do. What if you could do that to your supervisor? He told you you was gonna get off, and you didn't get off when he said. He didn't let you get off when he said he was going to let you get off. And you just pulled out your belt and you started whooping him. What the fuck is this obsession with whooping and hurting your own children? Like hitting somebody is the best way to communicate with them. Like that's the ultimate level of understanding. Like that's the best form of learning. You niggas are crazy. I'm getting to a point where I don't believe in whooping at all. I'm getting to that point. I'm not there yet because I believe heavily in violence. I'm extremely violent. But against your children, beating your children, I don't know if I'm for that anymore, because you niggas are not qualified to do that correctly. You're not qualified to use force. You're not smart enough. You don't have a purpose for that. You just hitting your children for no reason. Because they say I don't hit my children when I'm mad, but you ain't teaching them nothing. You being a parent is not to turn them into anything specific. Your parenting is not turning them into something, which is what I believe parenting should be. Being a parent should be about making sure that once your child leaves your house, they can survive, they can communicate, they can do well, they can be well without you. You leave them with an inheritance, or you leave them with a substantial, amount of money, or, access to capital, and they can go out and they can handle themselves, and they'll survive, and they'll be productive in the world. That's what you're supposed to do. And a large percentage of parents are not doing that shit. They're not doing it. They're not making well-rounded, got it together, can do it on their own children, because they don't know how to do it. If their job let them go, they'd be ass out. They don't know how to make nothing happen. So I really, really dislike the way that the black community deals with its children. I hate it with a passion. I hate how they talk about kids. I hate how they talk about raising kids. They have no tenderness when it comes to children. No tenderness. Just this disgusting thing. This disgusting that I'm disgusted by how people talk about their children. They either say that bullshit that, oh, my child is the best thing in the world, or I love beating my child. It's either one dumbass extreme or the other. Your child shouldn't be your greatest achievement in life. Any goddamn person in the world can have a baby. That shouldn't be your greatest achievement. You full of bullshit. And if you care so much about your child, you should commit yourself to being the best parent you can be. All these niggas that talk about being the kid, the happiest, it's the best feeling. It's the best feeling in the world. They be some of the worst parents you've ever seen. Some of the worst parents talking about it's the best feeling. I guess you just like getting high. Anyway. You made a video about the child support system. Do you believe a lot of the problems facing the black community about child support stem from the fact that we don't raise our children as a village? I think that comes from the government. I think the government is being divisive and causing a split in the black community. I don't think that it's the lack of a village. Do you believe if we return to that, a lot of the issues of child support would vanish? No. The village is horrible. The village needs to be abandoned. We need to leave the village. We've passed the village. We need something better. Finally, in a village environment, there's a shaming of hoes, players, pimps, etc., because it is costly to the community at large. I wonder how it's costly. I wonder how hoes, players, and pimps are costly to the community. I don't understand. Tell me how they are costly, nameless YouTuber. I don't know how they're costly because that it's just an economic certainty. Men gonna want to fuck, so they're gonna be hoes. Players are gonna try to get the best looking women. Pimps are gonna take the girls that come from broken homes and fucked up environments and put them to work, give them a job. It's economics, or it's powernomics. It's how power works. It's how power works. People who want something seek to get it, and if they seeking to get it, they're willing to pay for it. So somebody supplies it. It's supply and demand. There's always going to be hoes, players, and pimps, etc. I don't think they hurt the community. Children from teen pregnancies are a burden on grandparents, aunts, uncles, and extended family who had no plans to raise or support the kids. Well, what about that damn village? If you got all them people, that shouldn't be much of a burden. So to offset this burden, village communities would often banish those acting in these ways from the community. To what end? They left their support system, they left their family, they left everybody that cared about them, and now they have to raise a child on their own. Wow, what a great village. What a great village that it would banish you if you made a mistake or if you was bad for a little while. That they wouldn't pull your coat and help you take care of your kids. Great village. I really want to be a part of that. What are your thoughts on this? I kind of gave them. If we return to this "it takes a village" mentality, is that good for the black community, or is it nosy, intrusive, and outdated for today's society? Thanks. It's outdated. This video is already going on kind of long. It's about 20 minutes long, and I've said pretty much what I had to say. I believe that parents are not raising their children correctly. I believe that parents need to do a better job. I believe that parents need to have their children's future in mind in every day of their life. They need to be planning for that child's future and preparing that child for the day when they are supposed to be on their own. When they're 21 or 25, they need to be preparing them and thinking about them and working for them and being a good parent. Being a parent is a job. It's not some goddamn feeling that you have in your dick or your heart or your mind that you love having kids so much. It's a job. Just like working at GM. There are things you are supposed to do. There are requirements. It takes discipline. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes research. It takes patience. It takes a lot. And so many people don't want to do that job, or they don't want to do the job well, or they don't even know that it's a job. They act like they're supposed to be able to treat a child any way that they see fit, and that child's not supposed to have any pride or any whatever. But maybe I'm just talking too much. Let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments. If you want to know why I do these videos or what I'm working for, what I'm working towards, check out my video about a woman. That will tell you. It's long, but if you want to know, so you can know. Rate the video, like it, dislike it, be honest. Subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with the videos that I'm producing. If you want to send me an email, you can do so at TheMrMaskman@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter or find me on Facebook at TheMrMaskman. And again, I do this to grow as a person. I do this to grow as a communicator. I am not an expert. I am not here to lecture you. I am here to communicate with you. So help me be a better communicator. Help me learn the skills and strategies for improving my life so I can help others improve their life, and we can build the black community up together. Anyway, that is all that I have to say about this subject. So I will see you in the next video.